Hello and today I want to share with you a mobility workout, a lower body mobility flexibility workout that you can perform, for example, before your training, at the end of your training, as well as if you are working on splits as I am, before the splits workout. It's a good one to perform to keep those hips, those knees and those ankles moving, get the range of motion in check, as well as improve the mobility and the flexibility of your lower body. So the routine is composed of different type of exercises. This first one is a side lunge, a deep side lunge, where we go as deep as we can and then we turn the feet upwards on the leg that is straightened due to the external rotation at the hip, to work on that external and internal rotation of the hip. Then we go to the middle, strengthen our legs, and we go to do some swinging from side to side to strengthen and to stretch both of the adductor muscle as well as the hamstrings muscles on the posterior thigh and the posterior leg. So here we want to do some kind of ballistic stretch, going from one side to the other, feeling the muscle relax, and then you do some pulses at the end in the middle position that will also help you to release your lower back. Then we go again to the deep side lunge to work on another hip mobility. To perform this, you do hip internal rotation when you put the knee on the floor, and then you press up in the external rotation to perform some external rotation on the hip as well. This one will help you build the mobility as well as build the strength in the position, in the end range position, that it's important if you are working on different type of movements like the splits. And even for the squat is a good one to perform squats with better technique and less hip pain if you feel hip pain, or even knee stability. Then just a little bit of work again on the side bends, more of a static position. I'm doing some bounces as well, but in the hand range position, because we already are warmed up. And here we also are stretching our quadratus lumbarum on the lower back, that it will help also to release lower back. Then we close a little bit our legs and perform some bounces as well in this position to stretch a little bit more the hamstrings. Then some squat mobility, go in the deep squat, and then you do some thoracic rotation to improve those spine mobility and that spine mobility during the position. I don't really use some number of repetitions, I just go with feeling. When I'm feeling comfortable, when I feel that I'm with much more movement than I was and I feel good with the position, I just change it and go to the other way or to the other exercise. This one is for the calf, for the hamstring as well, for the calf, some ankle mobility when you do the feet up and feet down, and then when you do the rotation as you see now, you are doing the hip mobility again, working on that straight leg hip mobility, the internal and external rotation that are very important to perform in more advanced exercises and are needed to keep our hip healthy and strong. Again, I just go with feeling. I don't really use a certain amount of repetitions. At the end, I do some type of side splits stretch. Here I go to the side splits a little bit, not the maximum that I can, just where I feel some stretch, and then I just hold it there to stretch a little bit more the adductor muscle, in order to also have that abduction mobility. And doing these side and these front and back motions, I'm stretching different parts, different angles of the tissue fibers, and increasing the mobility as well on the hip and on the knee joint. Then going into pancake position, one of my favorite positions to stretch, because here we can stretch calves, hamstrings, adductors, lower back, everything here. You go to the front to stretch more your hamstrings as well as your adductors, then you go to the sideways to stretch, focus more on the adductor and on the quadratus lumbarum on your lower back. That will also improve you to feel some more free motion on on the lower back that sometimes tends to get tight even more now that we are spending more time seated probably. So here just some static stretchings to finish the routine, just holding it on the position, on frontal position and on sideways to feel that movement. As you can see here, I'm not going with the max stretch that I can. I'm just feeling a little bit of tension and I hold it there in order to help it release and don't get that much of improvement on the position. Finishing it with the regular pike stretch, seated pike stretch. Grab where you can, your knees, your feet, you do what you can do, and then you are done with it. This is a good mobility routine for you to perform. As I said, before training, after training, if you are spending some time with the splits workouts, you can also do this before. I also do this one, is my go-to in terms of splits mobility, pre-splits mobility routine. And I enjoy this one. I feel comfortable, I feel like my lower back, my lower body feels released, and I work on different type of movements for my ankle, for my knees and for my hips. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do, make sure to subscribe, comment below, and I'm going to see you on the next one.